So that's a level of madness you are dealing with. An extreme incompetence.
Allegedly.
It's not 36. It is democracy when 36 is ruling Gauteng. We allow that. But we refuse to allow democracy to rule KZN at 47%. That doesn't make us an MKP friends. We are not friends. Our relationship is still what it was yesterday. But we cannot go against the will of the people. At least respect the will of the people. It doesn't matter how much you disagree with those people in KZN. We'll continue to have a relationship with the royal family of Abatimu as a royal family recognized by our nation, by our people. Dalinja was politics as an individual, and if he's a member, is he a member? Did we check him on the system? If he's a member, he's no longer a member because he defined himself outside the organizational policy. He's not us who chased him away. If he's a member, he chased him away. So you have no business, none whatsoever, with being a member of the EFF. But do we require kings to be members of the EFF for us to have a relationship with the kingdom? No. Musizulu is not a member of the EFF. I was at his wedding, and if given opportunity, I will still go and meet with him. His membership is irrelevant because I have to respect and recognize the traditional leadership. As it were, actually, the kings should not be allowing themselves to join political parties. Because all of us belong to that royal house. So if I stand here and say we are fighting with Abatimu as a royal family and the kingdom, it means Vuyanu will have to choose between the EFF and Abatimu. And we cannot do that because of an individual political action of a king who decided to be completely out of order. The king of Abatimu is not a politically amateur individual. He's a trained soldier. He's from exile. He's politically trained. He understands very well the problem between Israel and Palestine. For whatever reason, he decided to do what he did. We completely disagree with that. And therefore, in our membership system, we will never have an individual who side with Israel. Never, ever. Remember, we're still fighting now for Parliament to implement a motion of no confidence, a motion passed by Parliament to close the Israeli embassy. Till to date, Ramaphosa pretends to be fighting Israel's genocide, yet the embassy of Israel is still open against a parliamentary motion that has passed. They do a domestic work of pretending to go to court and all of that. The real action will be to close this Israel. We are fighting. Whether you like it or not, we are fighting. There is a war going on. America is leading the charge for our position on Israel. What more are you scared of? Close the embassy of Israel. We cannot share a territory. We cannot share our land with murderers. Must never allow that and then pretend in international platforms as if we are with the victims and the children and women of Palestine. So that's where we are. So you see me tomorrow Esbayin with Ndalinjab. Don't say, what is that thing they call us? Flip-flopping. Melenyathele. Kukumkan kahlele. Kukumkan. Because that's who we are. It doesn't matter how I feel about his political views. Don't get it twisted. So these ANC people who treat him badly because politically he doesn't agree with them. It's wrong. It shows political immaturity. Because whatever happens, recognize that kingdom and give it the respect it deserves. Some of the things he's doing, he's being pushed away because of the way he's being treated, but it's still it's not justifiable for what he did. Being a revolutionary does not mean you must commit suicide. You said I must not be too hard, so let me not be too hard on you. That's why revolutionaries take guns and shoot at the enemy and fight the enemy. They don't say because we are revolutionaries, let's appear in front of enemies and the enemy must shoot us and kill us to demonstrate we are revolutionaries. That is committing suicide. That's not revolutionary. Actually, that is being a suicide bomber. We are not suicide bombers. I've been found guilty. Not because I committed crime, because she's punishing me for my political views and using a non-existing criminal matter which is not there. Let me school you a little bit without fighting so that when you are at holidays, like Senzo Mukunu, you reflect on this thing, but don't announce any dissolution of PKTT. We apply for 174, me and Adrian. 174 to be discharged after the state closed its case. We say the state has not built a case against us, therefore discharge us. She refuses to discharge us and says, when you refuse to give 174, you mean there is a case you must answer. Fair enough. We say, okay, that's fine. I will take the stand and answer my case, which I did. Adrian refuses to answer the question. He says, no, I'm not going to take a stand. In fact, the ballistic expert will answer the case on my behalf. In fact, the gun law expert will answer the case on my behalf. In the judgment, you say that ballistic expert of Adrian did not answer the question. He was the most useless person, which means Adrian did not answer the question even through the ballistic person. Then you say, shame, the gun law expert is such a good gentleman, and yes, he contributed in the formulation of the gun law, and I can take it that far. Other than that, it's not being useful to me, which means you are dismissing that person who was answering on behalf of the Adrian. The question you said Adrian must answer is still not answered. Because you said Adrian has got a prima facie case to answer, which has been built by the state. He still doesn't answer that question. You say, no, discharge, go home. Why didn't you give him 174 at the beginning? Because you said he didn't. There's a question to be answered. He still doesn't answer that question. You say discharge. So that's a level of madness you are dealing with. An extreme incompetence. We are preparing now for a pre-sentencing trial. She still has not provided a written judgment. The social worker who prepares for my pre-sentencing trial, she's looking at the judgment through YouTube. That's the justice I'm faced with. I have to go and then appear on the 23rd and argue why I must not be sentenced. I've got nothing written. When she discharges Adrian, she just says, accused number 2, not guilty, you can go home. But she doesn't say you are not guilty on this charge because the state failed to prove this case in that they could not provide 1, 2, 3, 4 on this one. On this one, the state did not do 1, 2, 3, 4. She knows if she does that, she's now punching holes on the state case. And that applies on Malema. And I can't punch state holes, case holes for Malema because I need Malema for racism because I've got emotional attitude against Malema and I need to punish him for so many things I don't agree with him. And therefore, I'm not going to venture into the reasons why I gave accused number 2 a not guilty verdict. Was seated here, will still not give reasons why accused number 2 was given a not guilty verdict. Because those reasons apply on me. You said accused number 2 gave me a gun. When you discharge accused number 2, it means you are now releasing the gun, which you say I've used to commit crime. A gun used to commit crime, once you are found guilty of using that gun, it gets seized by the state. It's no longer returned to you. A gun used to commit crime can never be returned back to the owner.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Oh, allegedly. My people, my people, my people.